Hey guys, Andre Adams, IFBB Men's Physique Pro. We're getting ready to do a little training on back and shoulders and arms today. So before I start any workout, I always start out with my first form, Megawatt HD. It's one of the best pre-workouts on the market. Give you some skin shredding pumps. I do actually use this stuff day in and day out. It's amazing. Pairing that with the Ignition, which is a carb loading matrix, will also help the muscles grow and give you fuel before and after your workout. All right, hey guys, Andre Adams, IFBB Men's Physique Pro here, and
Coach Chandetka, IFBB Pro Bodybuilder.
And we're just going to give you guys a quick intro and tell you a little bit about ourselves, how we got into the sport. In a nutshell, I come from a background in powerlifting through mostly Sunlight Power, and you know, my father was just an animal, but he was a little, I guess, a little bit less outgoing than myself, so he never really liked to get on stage very much. And I admired him my whole childhood. You know, he's one of the strongest men I ever met. So when I was 18, 19, 20, and so on, I started really getting serious about wanting to, you know, prove myself and kind of live up to his hype and put it on paper. So I started powerlifting, and you know, I excelled there. I went 23 for my first 23, all first place trophies, from deadlifts to power lifts to power curls and squats, you name it. And then over the years, I've always been fascinated with, you know, bodybuilding and honestly just fitness in general. So last year, 2013, I made the move to the NPC and started working my way up through the ranks. Some of the local shows like the Kevin Noble, Rockford Natural, the NPC Titan, with, you know, hosted by Titan Productions, Doug Andruski, and so on. And my third national show in at 2013 Nationals Fort Lauderdale, I was fortunate enough to earn my pro card among some of the toughest competition I've seen. So, you know, I'm very blessed. I'm heading into my fourth pro show in a couple weeks at the Kentucky Muscle, and you know, I'm just honored to be a part of such an amazing league. Co, if you want to share a little bit about yourself and you know, your history. You've been in the game a lot longer than myself.
Thanks, Andre. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Yes, bodybuilding has been my passion probably since I was like 13 years old. I remember picking up the 1984 Muscle and Fitness, and Arnold was on the cover. I think it was for Conan the Destroyer. And from that point on, I picked up that magazine. I'm looking through the pages, and you know, these were the guys that was like, wow. But even prior to that, when I was like 4 or 5, coming over to the States, I wasn't born here. I was born in Laos. That's a country located in Southeast Asia, and came over when I was 4 years old. So I didn't, you know, the language barrier, the culture shock was very different. Was very difficult for me. So I spent a lot of time watching TV, watching a lot of cartoons. You know, so cartoon characters like Superman and Batman and Captain America, He-Man. I mean, they all had muscular, heroic physiques. You know, wide shoulders, narrow waist. You know, calves. You know, sweeping quads, and that even as a young kid, I think that was drilled into my head. That is what I wanted to be like. So, you know, fast forward to 12, 13, I see the cover of Muscle and Fitness with Arnold. By the time I was in high school, I was training at a gym at the local Golds. My first competition, I was about 19 years old. Gosh, and that was 1990. So so as you can see, that was a long time ago. But I won the Teen Continental USA. I've won the Illinois State a couple times and never really got a national title. Took a lot of seconds and thirds. Took a lot of seconds at the Junior Nationals. A couple seconds and thirds at the USAs. And this was also at a time when pro cards were only given out to the overall winner. And also at the Nationals at that time, the only way you can turn pro at Nationals was a class win. So pro cards were real hard to come by at that time. Around 2004, 2005, I actually got a little burnt out from the sport. I had to walk away. I had a son in '06. Which, you know, looking back, is truly was definitely something that was a big blessing. It was a blessing for me. I needed time away to focus my life on things that mattered, you know. And I realized being a father, that was more important than ever than being a bodybuilder. So I walked away from the sport. focused on being a dad. I mean, got a brand new career, and I'm a semi truck driver. I never thought I'd say that, but I drive trucks full time for a living. And then all of a sudden, things happen for a reason. I think my body needed that break when I was 40. I decided to make a comeback at the 2011 North Americans. I actually won my class in the Open and the Masters. 2013, I won my class, the middleweights, but wasn't able to get a pro card. They only gave out 3 pro cards, and they went to the light heavy, heavy, and super heavy. But this year I came back with a better package. I didn't let it distract me or deter me or anything. It actually motivated me to work hard. I went back after 2013. I went back the next day in the gym. Said my goal is to come back 2014 better than ever and win the whole thing. And I couldn't say that to a lot of people. I said that to myself because I believed it. But it's not something you can actually say as a middleweight. You don't go around saying you're that good or you can win the overall national level show. It's just not. It's not something that overalls go to the bigger guys, and that's history. That's fact. But I kind of changed history a little bit this year because I actually was the middleweight class winner, and I won the overall in the 40s. And the 35s if you want to go into it any more than that. But yeah, it was definitely an accomplishment, So I'm just kind of enjoying life right now, giving my body a break. I'm looking forward to competing in the 212s soon. I'm not going to actually say when, but my body will tell me. Being 43 years old, I got to take care of my body. Being 43, I want to take care of myself so I can spend time with my kids and my family. So those are my priorities. And when the time is right, I'll be back with a really nice package to present in the 212s. Thank you.
And, just to reiterate what Ko said, I mean, once we're not 18 years old anymore. I mean, Ko's got, some years on me, especially in the game. But even so, being 29 years old, I'm from Kenosha, Wisconsin here, born and raised. And I have 2 beautiful daughters, and I'm a mechanical engineer. I've been at Centresis Corporation for 11 years. And structuring what we do around our lifestyle and our kids and our responsibilities, it's tough. It's difficult because if we had more hours in the day, who knows? We might be better than we are now. But at the same time, I think it makes it more rewarding because we face these challenges day in and day out.
If I could interject.
Sure.
I mean, I think we might be better physically, but I don't think overall as human beings we would be better.
Right. I mean, it makes you more disciplined. It makes you appreciate the little bit of time that you have, and we make the most out of it. So, I mean, with that, we've still been able to turn pro. In fact, we're the only 2 male IFBB pros in the state of Wisconsin currently. So it's not something that, it's not to say that it won't be duplicated, but it's something that's not easy to do. There's, many people that bust their butts, and hats off to them, but it's a very difficult task to accomplish. So when you have major responsibilities, you just prioritize them just like we do in the gym, right? It's about prioritizing our life goals just like we do our fitness goals.
Exactly. If I might add, by saying that we are Wisconsin's only male pros in bodybuilding and physique, it's not by any way saying, hey, look at us, we're the best. Right. It's saying, well, look at what, imagine what, look at what we just told you about ourselves. If we were able to do that with full-time careers, with children, if you add discipline and work, I mean, anything's possible, but you got to have the discipline. You got to put in the work. You got to have, and to some degree, you got to have the genetics. You do have to have the genetic structure to compete at this level. But when we say we're Wisconsin's only IB pros, we're saying that we want to be able to inspire people with that. It's like, hey, I mean, don't let any obstacles come in your way. Don't let anybody say that you can't do it, because you can. You are the only person that can stop you from doing it.
Don't be afraid.
There's nobody else.
Yeah.
As long as you believe, and that's what I said last year after 2013 when I said I'm going to come back and I'm going to win the whole show. That was me believing. I didn't have to announce that to the world. I announced it to me. And once it was announced to me, all I knew is I had to put in the work, and that was that. And the rest is history. But we just want to help people be better, and we're doing we're doing a lot with the state right now. We're doing a lot with Doug Andruski, the Wisconsin State Chairman. He also puts on a Titan Open, every June, I believe. And we're doing a lot of posing clinics to help out, to help competitors be the best as they can be. Nothing worse than seeing through the years I've been around, nothing worse than seeing guys who put in the time, put in the work, and come in shape, but for some odd reason they get stage fright. They don't know how to pose properly. They're just they lose it on stage. They actually lose the show on stage. I've seen that happen numerous times, throughout the years. And posing, that's a last aspect, but it needs to be polished. And you can polish that. That's the final piece of the puzzle. Man, you got a great physique. You got a great future. So, with that, I'm going to hand it over. And we are here. I wanted to say we are here at the Animal House Gym in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is also the home of the late Art Atwood. Art was a dear friend of mine. Gosh, way back in the early 2000s, we were actually together with Optimum Nutrition. So I had a lot of good times traveling and hanging out with Art, and he's deeply missed. But he, this is where he built a lot of his mass, and when he was around. So.